Yeah. Sick.
Which means you're going to have to use multi-track rather than just whacking audio into a PowerPoint.
Oh no. Effort.
Yeah, man.
Welcome to shit. That's I forgot the name of the podcast.
Gridiron.
Welcome to WINOL Gridiron. Right, let's try that again. Take 2. Welcome to NFL Gridiron. How have I fucked that up? What is my brain? Third take. Welcome to WINOL Gridiron. I'm here with Torin.
Third time lucky right there.
Oh, well, now we've got to do it again.
No, you don't.
Oh, fine, right, okay, yeah. Well, we'll just
Ed got the name wrong 3 times. It was, I think he said Winchester Gridiron and then NFL Gridiron, and then he said the name of the podcast.
I've got no excuse for that. Right, let's just get on. I'm Ed. Hello. We'll start with week 12 and our little prediction game. I took a fat W last week. Let's see, do I keep the momentum rolling? Probably not. Right, we'll start with Texans 41, Lions 25. We both got that right. We both said
not a difficult one to get right.
Not really that hard.
If you got that wrong, then I don't know.
Just a bit stupid.
Was it after that game that they sacked all their team?
Yeah, it was Friday morning they did that. So yeah, Matt Patricia is shit. I told you all along. I don't care. Right, let's go on to the second game of Thanksgiving. The second of 3, but the third one was actually played.
Yeah,
6
the
days
one
later.
good game wasn't played on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it wasn't even that good. We got Washington 41, Cowboys 16. I took a fat W here because my brain is never ending.
Did I really predict Washington to win that?
No, you predicted the Cowboys to win.
I was going to say.
I took the 2-1 lead here.
Okay. I can't read.
So,
there you go.
Both had great starts, haven't we?
My name's Torin and I never learned how to read.
Oh dear. Right, Alex Smith, that's the quarterback of the
yeah, you wanted
Washington
Alex
football
Smith to
team.
do well.
Yeah, I love a good comeback story. That's why I'm a Patriots fan. So no, it's not. So yeah, Alex Smith, it's great to see him getting some wins, and I'm hoping Washington get into the playoffs, even as an awful NFC East team. They're looking like them or the Giants are probably the team to do it. The Eagles are just bad, and don't get me started on the Cowboys. So yeah, that was an interesting game actually. It was quite close to like the last 2 minutes. It was like 24-16, and then there was a fumble 6 and the pick 6, and it all went off, and then Washington got like 20 points in the fourth quarter alone. So yeah, that ended 41-16 to the Washington Redacted. We'll move on to
Nice.
We'll move on to the Bills Chargers. We got Bills 27, Chargers 17. That was the Josh Allen show yet again. And Keenan Allen and Justin Herbert can't carry this Chargers team until they play the Patriots this week. Then they'll show up and destroy us. So we both got that right. That's a 3-2 lead to me.
It was closer than it should have been. The Bills should be quite concerned about that.
Yeah, the Bills.
Yeah.
I've said before, they're not what they seem. I'm not going to say fraud anymore unless it's for the Eagles
Or the Browns.
or the Browns, maybe. Yeah, or the Steelers, really. I'll try and limit my use of the fraudulent. But the Bills aren't what they seem. They have their weaknesses. They only beat the Patriots because Cam Newton can't hold on to a football. So, you know, they're not as good as they seem. Well, now we've had an absolute demolishing in the next game. Derrick Henry ran the Colts back home to Baltimore. Colts 26, Titans 45. I said the Colts would win. I said they'd get the swish on the season on the Titans, but wasn't to be. So it's a 3-3 draw in the predictions.
I had them boys down to win it.
What, the Titans?
Yeah.
Dem boys, are they?
Just checking if we still them boys.
Is that everyone the Dem boys now?
Yeah.
Fair. To be fair, you can say the Titans look a lot like the original Dem boys. They got a quite old quarterback. You know, Ryan Tannehill could be seen as Troy Aikman. They've got wide receiver AJ Brown. Could be an Emmett Smith. He's a running back. What's his name? How have I forgotten his name?
This always goes really well when you bring up
Michael Owen.
Michael Owen.
Is that him? Owen.
Oh right. No, I don't. Why are you asking me? This isn't my podcast. I host the Formula WINOL podcast.
I can't remember.
Go watch Formula WINOL.
Yeah, go watch that too.
We're prepared on that
They
one.
look like we shush.
No, I'm kidding. You do this every week though. You bring up a player and then we spend a couple minutes and we both frantically look for our phones to see who we're talking about.
Yeah, it's because my brain wanders, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, you could say the Titans look a lot like the '90s Cowboys. We'll move on to Vikings 28, Panthers 27.
Domination, easy W.
Domination,
Best.
except you only won from a missed field goal.
Yeah, this is true, but they're still
So
the
did
best.
them.
We still them boys. We still them boys.
Everyone
in
is them boys.
In the north.
PJ Walker couldn't continue his momentum at quarterback. In fact, that's because he wasn't playing.
Teddy Bridgewater was playing. Yeah,
was
the Bridgewater Bowl.
When it was the Bridgewater Bowl, I assumed he'd still be out, but he was back in, and he couldn't carry his team to a W, which is a shame because I kind of like the Panthers. And
Me too, but not against the Vikings.
No, I'm indifferent about the Vikings. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
We both got that one right as well. We both said the Vikings would win, so that's 4-all draw in the prediction standings. Next, we have. I just realised I've royally mucked up the.
Yeah, there's a couple here that goes 5-5 and then 7-7-7-7.
Yeah, I just realised because I gave myself the turbo, but get more. Anyway, we'll figure that out. Giants beat the Bengals 19-17. I got that right, and that was my turbo, so I'm on 7 points. Torin should be on 6 points.
Yeah,
because I believe you got that right as well.
I did.
So we'll just take one off every time. Patriots 20, Cardinals 17. We also won because of a missed field goal. We both predicted the Cardinals would win, so that stays at 7-6. Sorry. Now we move on to Dolphins versus Jets.
You made a very bold prediction.
I went to say that the Jets might actually get a W, and I was hoping it would get big against the Dolphins. I was trying to manifest our destiny, like a true 13-year-old with a mural on their wall. You know what I mean? No.
Moving on.
Yeah, anyway. Dolphins 20, Jets 3. I took an L there. We are tied at 7-7 as I predicted the Jets and Torin predicted the Dolphins to win. We'll move on to an absolute derailing at the hands of Matt Ryan and Todd Gurley. Falcons 43, Raiders 6. Where did that come from?
I must have been in a really weird mood last week because I would have predicted the Raiders to win. I don't know why I predicted.
You didn't. You predicted the Raiders to win.
Oh, did I?
That's why they're so tired. That's why
I keep reading this sheet wrong. I don't know why. It's because of where we put the. It's because of where you put the turbo accent. I'm now like thrown off. But yeah,
that's all right. I'll cover that. So we both got that wrong. So that stays at 7-7. Because the Raiders went from nearly beating the Chiefs 1 week to getting pounded by a team that isn't even going to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a shame for Derek Carr, but we'll hope he bounces back. Now we'll move on to a game which only had one quarterback playing, and he wasn't even the starter. So we got Saints 31, Broncos 6. That's Taysom Hill carrying the Saints to a win. The Broncos had a practice squad wide receiver at quarterback.
To be fair, he did really well for someone who isn't a quarterback, and to even get 6 points on the board like that.
I think there were 2 field goals.
Yeah, but I watched the game and he wasn't awful.
I thought he only got like 13 pass yards.
Yeah, but
fair.
What were you expecting from a practice?
Fair. Carson Wentz only got 8 pass yards in the first 3 quarters in the Seahawks game. So,
yeah,
yikes. So yeah, we both got that right. Yes. So we are. I think. Yeah, we're tied at 8-8. It's so hard to do the mental maths now that it says one thing when it's wrong. Now we move on to 49ers 23, Rams 20. This was an upset. I said on the podcast, if the Rams can't win this game, then they probably shouldn't be making the playoffs. And here they are losing this game, albeit on a walk-off field goal. They didn't really show up. They were like absolutely being destroyed that first half. They brought it back and then still took the L. Similar to the Bills game, actually, when the Bills beat the Rams, they brought it back and then it was a PI in the end zone, which cost them the win. So we both got it wrong. We both said the Rams would win, so it stays at 8-8. Now we'll move on to the Buccaneers versus the Chiefs. Bucks 24, Chiefs 27. The Chiefs made this harder than it should have been, really.
Yeah, and I've been listening to a lot of podcasts this week saying, well, one in particular, saying the Chiefs don't play with urgency because they know they can score. They know they can just score.
It's like they just take the gas off. We score 2 touchdowns, then we'll let them catch up, and then we'll just score.
Yeah, and it's very risky because it's nearly cost them a surefire win.
And they've already lost to the Raiders this season once, and I believe they've lost another game. I can't remember their record off the top of my head.
No, I think there's only one.
There's only one? Fair enough. But yeah, so they're pretty much still nailed on for at least the 2 seed in the AFC, hoping that the Steelers can drop a game or 2. But yeah, Tom Brady losing again. I am happy. We both predicted
Salty Patriots fan.
Yes, shush. We both predicted the Chiefs win here, so it moves on to 9 apiece between us. And now it is time for the Packers versus the Bears. Packers 41, Bears 25. This was Mitch Trubisky's first game back after a shoulder injury. Nick Foles was still out with a hip injury, and as you expected, he put the ball on the ground. He put the ball in the green shirt's hands. It was not great from him, and the Packers sent him to the shops. The Packers didn't even actually score in the fourth quarter. That was something quite surprising. Or at least if they did, it was right at the start of the fourth.
They didn't play Adam Rodgers in the fourth quarter, did they?
Did they? I stopped watching it at the start of the fourth.
I don't know, but I know that he didn't play for towards the end of it. They played the rookie.
Fair enough. That's yeah, good to get him in some minutes. I don't know who he is. I'm not gonna lie.
It's Jalen Hurts.
That's the Seahawks. That's the Eagles.
Jaden Love, then I think it is.
Oh yeah, someone Love. Jordan Love.
Jordan Love, yeah.
Yeah. It's a name I haven't heard in a while, actually. I remember that from the draft last year, or this year.
Yeah, it's Jordan Love, yeah.
Fair enough.
Because they moved up to draft a quarterback when they already have Adam Rodgers.
Well, he's getting on. They're doing a bit the same as they did with Brett Favre. I'll probably have to move on to the Vikings.
We could do a rookie again, like Bridgewater. But our rookies always end up getting injured, so...
Yeah. Concussions and knee injuries, usually. So yeah, we both predicted the Packers to win, so we're tied at 10 apiece. And now we move on to Torin's Turbo game. That's quite a bit of a tongue twister. Eagles 17, Seahawks 23. That was not surprising in the slightest. But
you still got it wrong.
No, I got it right.
Did you?
You just got
my sheet says
you got your turbo pick.
I'm so confused by this sheet, man.
It's alright.
Ed didn't get it wrong. I got one.
I'll translate. So we were tied at 10 apiece from the Packers Bears. Obviously, this sheet is wrong if you can't tell because I mucked the numbers up. So we're tied at 10-10 after Packers Bears.
Okay.
And then yeah, we both get that right. I get 1 point, you get 2. So
my apology, we were both correct because neither of us would get that wrong because neither of us would think the Eagles would beat the Seahawks. Yeah. So it's the same as earlier on when I said that both of us got or when I said that I got wrong the Raiders, or that I thought I'd pick the Falcons, but I didn't because again, who would pick the Falcons to beat the Raiders? That
would have been mad. So yeah, Torrens have got a 12-11 lead here as we go into the final game. Steelers 19, Ravens 17. I said the Ravens would win, and this was before Lamar Jackson went out, which I'm not going to cry about it. It happened, fair enough. I think even the Ravens probably still would have lost. So I take an L here. Torin predicted the Steelers to win correctly. So that's a 13-11 win for him this week. We are 1 win each total, so it's 1-1.
I couldn't believe that the Steelers got that close to losing, considering the Ravens.
They got that close to losing to the Jaguars, so
it's true,
and the Browns probably. So yeah, that's all we got for the prediction recap. Now we'll move on. We haven't actually written up. All right, so we are here for part 2. We are turn the page, and we are going to go through week 13 and give our predictions and our little hot spicy takes for week 13. We'll go chronologically as per. Start with the Falcons versus the Saints. I have gone with the Saints win here. I think Taysom Hill is doing a fine job at filling in for Drew Brees. I think the Saints can still clinch the number 1 seed in the NFC. What do you think, Torin?
Definitely a Saints win.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the Falcons may have just upset the Raiders, but come on.
There's levels to this game.
Many levels. It's like a skyscraper. Yeah, that was a great simile.
That
Let's
was brilliant.
move on, so I don't have to think about that any longer. Titans versus the Browns. I've put here, Derrick Henry runs Baker Mayfield back to Oklahoma.
Ooh.
That was the line I was telling you about earlier, Tom. That was a great line.
Yeah, it's a good one.
I've gone with Titans win here, obviously. I don't think the Browns have anything in them to stop this Titans offense. What do you think?
Yeah, I've gone for the same.
Yeah, it's hard to
I think there's going to be a lot of the same this week because there aren't many close games.
Yeah, there's only a couple iffies, which this would be one of them, I'd argue. Bears versus Lions. Trubisky had a nightmare against the Packers. Foles could be back after his hip injury. It's kind of all up in the air in that organisation right now. It's a bit of a mess. They'll probably still make the playoffs, though. So I've gone with the Bears win. What do you think, Torin?
Bears win.
Yeah.
It's harder. It's the Vikings division, so like I don't think the Lions are going to beat anyone in the division.
Yeah, it's the Lions are just a bit of a mess always. Let's be honest. I don't think they haven't been good in my lifetime.
Yeah, they have.
Have they?
They had a good season a couple of seasons ago. 2018, I think. Well, by good season I mean they came second.
Did they get the
in
playoffs?
the division? Yeah, but from memory they did, I think.
Oh damn. Okay, fair enough. GG, I guess.
They're not a great team. They never have been, as you say correctly, but they had one decent season.
But they back in the 50s when they had can't remember his name. some guy. He was in prison a lot apparently. I watched too much NFL old videos.
Yeah.
Move on. Dolphins versus Bengals. I think Tua might be back for this game. He had a thumb injury, which is why he's missed the past game and a half. Fitzmagic's done well. I still think this is Fitzmagic's team.
I think whoever plays quarterback for the Dolphins will beat the Bengals. I don't think it even matters whether it's Tua or Fitz at this point.
I don't know who the Bengals backup is after. Joe Burrow's knee has been
ACL,
decimated.
isn't it?
ACL, MCL, everything CL apparently.
Jeez.
Like destroyed.
As I said, takes this season out, takes the next season out, gets dropped, goes to the Vikings, teamed up with Justin Jefferson, Super Bowl.
Okay. Yeah, we'll move on that to the Vikings, sadly. Vikings versus Jaguars. I've gone with the Vikings win here. As much as I think the Jaguars are going to get another win this season, I think Kirk Cousins, he's performed well, actually. A surprising stat. Kirk Cousins is the second best quarterback rating in the league, which Torin told me earlier.
I think it's like from a certain week until now. So over the past couple of weeks.
Even so, that's still a crazy stat considering he is probably one of the most inconsistent quarterbacks in the league, up there with Cam Newton. So yeah, I've gone with the Vikings win. I believe you have too.
Yep.
Yeah. I wouldn't bet against the Vikes at the moment.
Never would.
Yeah, okay. Texans versus Colts. I have said Colts win here. The Texans, although they've shown decent form the past couple of weeks, they are still a shell of their former selves. I've said, can the Colts bounce back after getting Derrick Henry'd? What do you think, Torin?
It's got to be the Colts, hasn't it?
It's really got to be the Colts. I think the Colts are a nail on for playoffs at the moment. If they miss out, it would be a little embarrassing. Jets versus Raiders, probably the worst game of the week up there with Bears Lions. Derek Carr got memed on by the Falcons. I think this is a Raiders win. Come on. If the Jets win this game, I will actually slap myself around the face on the next episode on Teams or whatever we're doing on. I will literally slap myself silly if the Jets win this, and I'm holding myself to that. I will. I assume you're going Raiders win as well.
I'm going for a Raiders win.
Yeah, I feel like the score's going to be quite even this week. It's going to come down to the turbo.
Yeah.
Seahawks versus Giants.
My turbo.
Your turbo?
Yeah.
Fair.
Doing the Seahawks again. I don't know. I've always quite liked the Seahawks because I like Russell Wilson.
Yeah, Russell Wilson. He had a great start to the season, but he's not been the same the past couple of weeks. Obviously, the injuries haven't helped.
Yeah, but I just like that he's a very down to earth
fellow.
Yeah, he's not like some of these quarterbacks who are a bit, Aaron Rodgers.
Cam Newton.
I actually quite like Cam Newton because I like his Instagram posts.
Oh, I'm not going there. So I've said the Seahawks win as well. I have said the Giants could snag an unlikely win. The Seahawks have been a little unimpressive in the past couple of weeks, such as the Eagles game. That was
what happens when you have no pass rush.
Yeah, sadly. But yeah, I've gone with the Seahawks still. We'll move on. Cardinals versus Rams. I've said this is likely the division decider for real this time, because I've said that basically every time there's been an NFC West division game, but I reckon this is probably it. I think whoever wins this game will go on to win the division, with the Seahawks second, and the loser of this game third. I think the Cardinals, if they don't win this game, the playoffs could even be out of question, which is mad considering where they were a couple of weeks ago. But taking an L to the Patriots, taking an L to the Dolphins, only just scraping past the Bills, they've been absolutely decimated by the AFC East, not the NFL. Imagine being decimated by the NFC East. Gosh. But yeah, I've gone with the Cardinals win here. I think they'll steal a dub here. What are you saying,
Torin? Cardinals win.
Yeah, we agree there. Moving to my turbo. This is the Chargers versus the Patriots. I've turboed the Patriots because
I don't know that you can turbo this one.
Why not?
Because I think the Chargers are so incredibly awful.
You turboed Seahawks versus Eagles last week.
I did. Yeah.
The Eagles are so incredibly
Did the Eagles not almost win?
Fair, but the Chargers could almost win this.
Okay.
I think any.
I'll be honest, the Giants are pretty dreadful too. So
as long as it's not like the top seed in the league versus
the Chiefs versus the Jags.
If it's not Chiefs Jets, then I think any game's pretty much turboable.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've gone turbo for the Patriots win here. I think the playoffs still in the question. I put questions here because I can speak and type very well. Yeah, I think the Patriots. We have a chance of playoffs. Just leave it at that. You've gone with the Patriots, I assume?
Yes.
Good.
I didn't want to, but I did.
Would have instead thrown daggers at you there. We'll move on. Packers versus Eagles. Do we even need to say anything here?
Packers.
Packers.
That's all you have to say.
They may not be the most complete team, but come on.
Just throw to your wide receiver and it's all over.
Devontae Adams slant route touchdown. Come on. So yeah, Packers win. We're both gone with that. Chiefs Broncos. The Broncos, I'm not sure if they'll have their quarterbacks back or not because of the contact tracing. And none of them actually had COVID, but they were all around. They were around someone who tested positive without a mask.
The interesting thing about this, and this is something we can actually discuss rather than going through the games, because we don't do that many discussions on here. Because we'd be here for 3 hours discussing every game.
Yeah.
The Broncos, a lot of people thought it was unfair that their game wasn't rescheduled, but
I disagree.
It's totally fair because they had 3 quarterbacks who chose not to wear masks, which they should be doing at all times in facilities, and they broke the rules. The Saints broke the rules. They lost a 7th round pick and got a fine. This is the equivalent of that.
And when everyone's like, "Oh, what about the Ravens?" That's because they've got an ongoing outbreak, and they're all following the protocol, which is why they haven't been punished by not rescheduling their game. Same with the Patriots and Cam Newton. When we lost Cam Newton for the game against, I think it was against the Broncos actually, it's because he wasn't following the rules. He didn't have a mask on. He got fined, and he got COVID. So not delaying or rescheduling is a good decision by the NFL. It is a fair punishment, and if the Broncos don't, well, they're not going to make the playoffs. But if they don't make third in their division, they come bottom. It's their own fault. It might be a blessing in disguise for them. They might be able to get a better draft pick from it by taking a couple more L's here. But anyway, I've said Chiefs were going to win this game. My home show. I assume you have too.
Yeah, there's no reason why they shouldn't dominate it. They should score at least 40 points.
Yeah, I'd up that. I'd go 50. The Broncos, yeah, they don't really have much. Most of their pieces are on offense, and not even their quarterback, because Drew Lock is mid, and Blake Bortles is mid, and Blake Ripien or whatever his name is, he's not even rateable because he's played one game in the whole year. So yeah, I choose win there. Move on to Steelers versus the Washington Redacteds. I have gone with the Steelers win. However, I think this could be a game where Washington could win. I think if the Steelers are going to lose another game this season, it would probably be to these Washington football teams, or maybe the Browns. I think the Browns might have a chance to snag a win here, because I think the Steelers, they're the weakest undefeated team we've had in a long time. They've lucked out a lot of their wins. They've had either played really weak teams or barely beaten really weak teams, or had the refs give them a dub. So yeah, I've gone with the Steelers win, but I think it's probably likely that Washington could take that away from the Steelers. What do you think?
Steelers win.
Yeah, fair.
I don't think there is much else to say on that. I really do think that I just think that entire division is a mess.
Yeah, just remove that. Just defund that division.
The fact that the Giants are leading it 4-7.
Just move all those teams to Europe. Let's have our own division in the UK: London, Birmingham, Manchester, Newcastle. Set. Newcastle Giants. The London Redacted.
They probably renamed themselves like the Newcastle Shearers or something.
Oh no.
The Newcastle St. Maximins.
Shearer. Newcastle Allens. To be fair, Allens, Maxman and Allen Shearer, that works. Anyway, move on to our second last game, Sunday Night Football, 49ers versus Bills. I've gone with the Bills win here. I've said Josh Allen easy because, to be fair, they're still without Jimmy Garoppolo, still without George Kittle, the 49ers. I don't think they've got a chance. They may have beat these Rams, but they kind of locked that out with Deebo Samuel's first game back and the Rams just having an off day. So yeah, I've gone with the Bills. Have you gone
with the Bills as well?
Yeah, I really feel like this is going to come down to us getting the turbos or not.
Yeah.
And in fact, just before we move on to the Ravens and Cowboys, what should we do if we tie?
I guess we just put a 1 at the end of it like they do in the NFL.
1-1-1. Oh no.
What a record.
Brilliant. Right, final game of the week and the episode. Ravens versus Cowboys. This will be on Tuesday night, I believe, next Tuesday. I've gone with the Cowboys win here. This is RG3 versus Andy Dalton. I've said the clash of the Titans, the clash of the backups. So yeah, I've gone with the Cowboys win. I think the Ravens, they're not going to make the playoffs. What do you think?
I've thrown a little bit of a juke move here, I'm not going to lie, because when we were discussing these, I was like,
the Cowboys, you've
get flossed.
It'd be funny when the Cowboys win.
Oh, it will be funny, but I'm going to take the gamble because you told me it's Tuesday night.
It is.
And that's enough time, in my opinion.
Fair enough. I still don't think Lamar will be allowed back, and if he is, he won't be allowed to practice.
He tests negative, he can come back.
I think there's still a couple of days. I'm not sure how the protocol works.
We'll see. Got plenty of time.
Even if Lamar's back, he's still had not the best of seasons.
Yeah, I still think he's better than Andy Dalton, though.
Oh, yeah. Anyone's better than Andy Dalton.
Wow. Tad harsh, but...
I think Jared Stidham's better than...
He's not. But anyway.
Leave my poor number 4 alone. That was the worst thing I've ever said.
Is that a Jared Stidham jersey you've got on today?
No, it's Rob Gronkowski.
Exactly.
Leave me alone. Don't make me cry. Anyway, I think we'll wrap that up there for week 13. Is that
sounds good to me.
Wow, okay.
What? I haven't got anything else to add.
Want to leave so soon?
No, we're recording another podcast after this, so...
Yeah, we got... I don't know which will come out first.
Break the illusion that we don't... Huh?
I don't know which will come out first. We'll have to find out. Ooh.
Yeah. Magic.
Just magic them both out at the same time.
Fits magic.
I could do that, actually. Have them drop at the exact same time.
I don't think they'd do... I mean, the Formula WINOL's a lot more viewed than WINOL Gridiron anyway.
Yeah,
so.
This is just a bit of banter. Really.
Go and watch Formula WINOL.
Watch Formula WINOL.
Or at least like 5 minutes of it, so it says we got a view.
Just any of it. Literally just click on it and click off it if you have to.
Cheers.
Slam the like button as well. We'll love that. We love that. We love to see the support, even if it's mostly just our parents. Nah, I'm kidding. But we love the support. Thank you guys for listening. You're not really watching, are you? Yeah, thank you. We'll see you for... Well, this is our last WINOL Gridiron in the radio studio.
Until, hopefully January.
Could be January, but it might even be February.
Might be March.
Might be...
Might be second year.
September, yeah. We'll keep you updated. Follow our Twitter. We don't really tweet. We have a Twitter.
This is another outro that's gone on far too long.
It has.
Right.
And follow our Instagram, Formula WINOL as well. Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you next week. Start recording. Might actually have this on the actual recording this time.
It's only fitting.
Just do the Sunday night football theme tune. Well, yeah, no, that's just a song.
Oh God, what one is it?
Football.
I can't remember what it is.
I'll get Monday Night Football up.
You're gonna get zucked for doing this.
No, I don't care.
I heard it the other day and I laughed because it's kind of a meme.
Try Tropicana Plus Berry Boost.
Yes,
A boost of
Sick.
vitamin C
that
to
one.
support your well-being.
Oh yeah. Wait, no, it's not this one.
That's Monday night.
What's the Sunday night one?
Well, that's literally just a song by Carrie Underwood.
Play it. What one am I thinking of?
Let's play the old one. Oh yeah, here we go. It sounds like something out of Star Wars a bit.
This is the one I'm thinking of. No.
That's just Fox's one.
No, no.
I don't think we have enough brain cells to rub together at this point.
It's the Christmas podcast.
Whoa!
It's only a Christmas podcast because we can't use the studio after this.
Sad.
Big F.
Right, I'll get this thing on the road.
Which means from now on, Ed is going to have to deal with video files and audio files.